Uh-oh, here we go. Settle in.
Next up, at UFC Vegas 67, we have Javid Basharat taking on Mateus Mendonca. Javid Basharat is 13-0. He is undefeated in his career. He is coming off the grappling win over Tony Gravely. Mateus Mendonca is 10-0, also undefeated. He's famous, very famous, for having won 7 fights in 3 months. That's his whole thing. Every interview, every tape, they talk about that.
And I think it was actually 4 or 5 months. I think it was June to October.
And it's not even impressive, because if you dig into those wins, they weren't.
I mean, it's still kind of impressive. That's a lot of fighting.
It's a lot of fighting, but it wasn't like the highest level of competition.
I mean, anyway, I once won 438 fights against my sister in one single year. So
there you go. How many did you lose that year?
I don't recall.
Javid Basharat, he's a grappler. He's got incredible offensive wrestling, but defensive wrestling as well. He has no problems with a kickboxing match either. He's landing almost 6 significant strikes per minute and only being hit with less than 3. We've seen him out-grapple people. We've seen him out-strike people. I believe in Javid. I love him. This is a line that surprised me. I expected it to be wider, but Jacob's going to tell you why it isn't. Mendonca is a shoot-a-box fighter. And you know what you're going to get from those guys. They're all very well-rounded. They're good, dangerous strikers. They have very good jiu-jitsu. The difference is a lot of their jiu-jitsu, and I know Mendonca is like sort of next-level jiu-jitsu, a lot of the shoot-a-box jiu-jitsu is old school jiu-jitsu. It's not necessarily MMA jiu-jitsu. It's like hanging out on your back, looking for sweeps, looking for stuff like that, not scrambling up, not looking for, not looking to improve your position so you can get out of there. It is literally like tournament-style jiu-jitsu, not fist-fight jiu-jitsu.
From the Northeast, tournament.
People who say tournament makes no sense
Calm
to
down.
me.
Keep
It's
to the breakdown. Stay on topic.
Not T-U-R-N. No, because I live in Texas now, and everybody goes tournament.
If
you go on a trip and you hire,
I know you say this every time.
Yeah, it's very simple. It's not a tour guide; it's a tour guide. He takes you on a tour of whatever the hell you went to. Your rehab.
I mean, they're different
center.
words, but go ahead.
Okay. Anyway,
That's not the King's language.
Mendonca's making his official UFC debut, and the UFC did not do him any favors here. I love Javid here. I've had a 3-unit money line bet on the board for him for a while. I got it at low 3s, like 310, I forget, 305, something. Oh, right here, 309. He's now 355. That's not a ton of movement, but if your unit is $100, which is a lot for some, not a lot for others, but 100 seems to be the benchmark for a lot of people. If your unit is $100, well, there's a bunch of 4 months of premium membership right there just in that line movement alone, which is really incredible value. Become a premium member. You'll see all our bets the minute we place them before the lines move. Jakey boy, go ahead and argue the other side of this fight.
Yeah, where'd you get the first name on that? It's Mateus with an A and some U's in there. Oh, I think you just flipped the A and the E. But it is Mateus. What'd you call him? Mateus? Something like that? Mateus. Anyway, let me preface what I'm going to say with, and I'll ask myself questions because I like doing that. Is Javid the better fighter? Absolutely. Is he the more technical striker? Absolutely. Is he the more technical grappler? Absolutely. Should he win this fight? Absolutely. And that's why the odds reflect that. Now, let me tell you what's actually going to happen in this fight. Because my dude, Mateus, is an absolute dog. I'm talking a dog of a dog. And he is going to come in like those shoot-a-box kids do. He knows the opportunity ahead of him, and he is going to blitz forward. He is going to get in Javid's face, and Javid is not going to like the pressure. And the way that Javid holds his hands, he is going to get hit, and it is going to be up to Javid to survive the first 3, 4, 5 minutes of this fight. If he does, he should go on the win. But the first 3, 4, 5s, he is going to have his hands full with this dude, Mateus, either in the striking with the more powerful striker. Mateus is the more dangerous striker. He's more dangerous on the ground. He's a Pan American world, whatever jiu-jitsu champion, whatever tournaments he was winning. I think he's a more aggressive grappler on the ground. It's going to be 3-4 minutes of everything that Javid can handle. And the way that Javid holds his hands, right? He's not a high guard dude. And he's not like down, it's not like a Bobby King Green, on his hips. But he holds him low. And Tony Gravely was able to hit him, hurt him, and repeatedly land big shots. This dude, Mateus, is going to come in. He's going to throw wild shit. He's tough. He's a dog. He's going to be coming with pressure. I hope he doesn't try to grapple because I think Javid can survive in the grappling. I think the striking and pressure of Mateus is where he's really going to shine. I think he's the more dangerous fighter. I'm going to pick him. The bets I'm going to play, I'm not playing a money line bet, but I'll find something for him once they haven't dropped the prop bets yet. But something inside the distance. We'll see what the odds are, but I'm going to pick him. But Javid should win this fight. So I'm not going to argue with you like a ton, but we can argue a little bit if you want, Does that make sense, though? I mean, if Javid survives the first round, I don't know how much Mateus has to offer in a UFC debut, aggressive style fight. So
honestly, not much, because if he comes in too reckless, if he comes running in reckless with his hands, Javid's going to take him down. Bang, done, down.
No.
Okay. Sure. You want to bet?
With the odds, yeah.
But you're positive your guy's going to win. What do you need odds for?
No,
I'm not going to bet at these odds. I'm not going to bet
I
these odds.
never said I'm positive he's going to win. I literally said that Javid should win the fight. So I want the odds if we're going to bet. You're the one that said, you literally told me.
I already have 3
stop
units
for a second. You didn't say it right now, but you literally told me, I think Javid should be a minus 500. So give me 500 odds.
I already have 3 units on him. I don't need any more. I'm good. You look stupid enough when it's all said and done. I love Javid Basharat. $9,200 done. DraftKings lined up. We'll see what the takedown prop bets are. If you don't know, Bet Online offers takedown prop bets. They offer 2. One is who's going to get more takedowns in this fight. And it lists both fighters, and there's odds, and you pick. The other is they set a line. Javid Basharat, 3.5 takedowns. You can bet more or less. Mateus Mendonca, 2 takedowns, more or less. Whatever.
A little disrespectful. Don't disrespect my Portuguese brethren and sisterin.
Okay. You're see-through clear. Positive you're of no meaningful ethnicity. Anyway, when BetOnline drops those, usually Thursday, sometimes Wednesday, it's different every week. When BetOnline drops those, I'm going to take a look. We may get lucky with a Javid Basharat line that's way too high or low, or just the minus 200 on who's going to get more. So I'll take a look at that. If you don't have BetOnline.
Yo soy portugués.
Okay. If you don't have BetOnline in your sportsbook carousel, give it a go. They have more prop bets than literally any book and the earliest lines of every book. There's a couple annoying things like parlays, but you should be using multiple books anyway. Head on over to weonepicks.com/bets. If you use our link, you make a deposit, we send you $50 as a thank you. You really can't go wrong there. You like Mateus at $7,000 in DraftKings? Jesus.
I had to just get it done real quick. Because you were about to ask me a question, so I
So mute the microphone. I don't know why you're like, let me get something.
This microphone is just the mute button's it's like a touch screen on the mic. So okay. I'm scared to touch anything, to be honest with you. That's usually how my dates go through.
Okay. $7,000? Okay, here's the triangle. There it is. I think we've gotten to the bottom of this bullshit.
I do pick him to win, though. For picks, I mean, that is 100% serious. I think he's a more dangerous fighter. I think Javid's a little bit overrated. And not dangerous in his own right, either. I don't think you think that Javid's a super dangerous guy.
He doesn't need to be. Just take
I don't. I agree. I'm just saying, like, for a finish or whatever, I think Mateus is a more dangerous guy, can win this fight. And I think he will win the fight.
All right, well. Literally not putting any of your money where your mouth is. Pretty pathetic of you. 81-53. This is another monkey knife fight strike line I'm not going to touch because 81's pretty high if this is going to be grapple heavy. And 53 is pretty low if you look at Mendonca's other 11.25 average based on his Contender Series fight. So I'm going to leave that alone. Let's get this guy an actual fight in the UFC, go from there, and look a little closer next time.